Hey there, it's Stephanie from sixfiguresunder.com, where I make our family's personal finances public. We've just wrapped up our September budget, and I'm going to go into YNAB and show you everything we earned and spent and put toward our goals during the month of September. If you're new here, I'll give you a quick little background on us. My husband and I have 5 kids, 1 on the way, due next month. We live in Northern California. He is an attorney for the state of California, and I am a stay-at-home mom and a blogger. We've been transparently sharing our family's real budget since the fall of 2013, when we set a goal to pay off 6 figures of student loan debt. By the summer of 2016, we had paid off $144,000 of law school debt. We've still continued to share our real family budget and our income and our spending and our goals. Right now we're working to pay off our house. Our budget has come a long way in the last 6 years. When we first set the goal to pay off all that debt, my husband was making $39,000 a year, so it was a huge goal to pay off, all that debt when he wasn't making that much. We worked really hard, increased income, lowered expenses. That's a story for another day, but just so you know, what you see, what I'm about to show you, is not how it's always been. We've come a long way in the last 6 years, but the principles for budgeting and living frugally are what got us to the place we are now, and we're using those same skills to hurry and pay off our mortgage as fast as we can. If you have questions, please ask. I want this to be a place where we can talk about budgets and income and expenses and the things that people don't talk about in regular life. We can talk about those openly and help each other and learn from each other. So please ask questions. Okay, let's jump into the budget now. Okay, this is our YNAB budget. This is the money right here. This amount right here is what we had to budget at the beginning of September. So this was the money that we earned back in August that we used at the beginning of September to set all of these budget categories. Now things have changed over the course of the month. We've moved money around, but this is how the spending ended up. I'll come back to this income for next month category at the end and show you what we earned in September that we'll use for October. So giving. This is our first category. We pay a 10% tithe on the money that we earn. So we're dealing with August money. So this is paying our tithing on August money. Fast offering. Once a month we fast for 2 meals and we give a donation for the poor in our area. Okay, down to monthly bills. These are the bills that we expect every month. We have a pretty good idea of, and sometimes an exact idea of, what they're going to be. Okay, this is our mortgage payment, our 15-year mortgage. It includes homeowners insurance, about $40 of PMI, our taxes, principal, interest, all of that is lumped here. Car insurance, right now we have 3 cars on our car insurance. Electricity was $400 this month, so this is what we paid in September, so this is mostly August. Now our electricity does cover our Airbnb rental, which is also on our property. Internet, $65 a month. Water, we get billed every other month, so this was a month where we paid the water, but we set aside about half of what it's going to be every month so that it's there when the bill comes. Same with trash, it comes every other month. So this month we put aside $37. Next month we'll also put aside $37, and then we'll pay the bill next month. My cell phone, $22.50. My husband also, it's through Republic Wireless, and Mike also has one, the same plan, but he charges his to his business, to his small law firm. That will be changing at the end of the year though, and he'll be back on the family budget. We have a home phone that's under $5. It's not a real landline, it's through the internet. It's through UMA, and that is nice because my husband works at home a couple days. It's nice to have not only his cell phone but also have a home phone as well. So that's it for our monthly bills. The next section of our budget is our everyday expenses. Food, I actually budgeted $4.50 this month, but I was really excited that I was under. Mike and I spent a week in Washington, D.C. for FinCon, and we went a couple days early so that we could do some sightseeing. So $100 of this is from our trip, food that we ate when we were doing our sightseeing and all that. So I was really pleased with staying under budget, actually, this month on food. Gas, it's a little complicated. We spent $4.47, but the budgeted amount is less. Earlier this month, when I was going through reconciling some things on YNAB, I saw that there was a transaction from months ago that hadn't cleared. And I looked it up, and it looks like my husband and I both entered a gas transaction, but we only cleared one of them because there was actually only one of them that went through. But because we had budgeted, or because we had entered that transaction, even though it hadn't cleared, it pulled the money out of our virtual budget here. So when I deleted that transaction, then it added it back into the gas category. So that's why over here it shows that we budgeted $3.84, but we actually spent $4.47, and it comes out even. So household miscellaneous, we spent $200, which is actually pretty good for us. A lot of it is hobby spending for me. A lot of people have separate fun budgets for the husband and the wife. We don't do that in our family. When one of us needs something, it comes out of our household budget. But I'm working on a quilting project, and so that's where a lot of that spending came from. Of course, we also had some household toiletries, and I had a blog reader who had a bunch of nice cloth diapers that she'd only used with one child, and she wanted to send them to me, and I paid for the shipping for that. Just some random things. We got a new shower head for the kids' bathroom. Let's see, clothing. We spent $26. That was some end of season clearance and a couple of things that some of the kids needed. Animals, we got chicken feed and cat food. Kids activities, $245. So this is a lot higher than normal. We had 3 kids that were in school sports this semester, and that's $75 a kid. And so we knew that was going to be higher, and so we planned for that. Allowances, $60 a month is what we spend. I haven't finished distributing the funds for the kids' allowances this month. I'm a little bit behind, so that's why there's this money sitting over here. But when all the allowances are paid, this is what we spend. Okay, fun. This was from our trip to DC. We got some souvenir t-shirts for the kids. We got some postcards. We paid for metro passes so that we could take the bus all over the place. So that's it for our everyday expenses. Now our sinking funds. We keep our sinking funds in our checking account with all of our other money. But the thing is, we spend according to our budget categories, our budget category totals in YNAB. So we're not looking at the checking account balance and just going crazy. We're spending carefully according to these categories. So this money in these sinking funds is safe. It's not going to get accidentally spent on the wrong thing because we have it earmarked for specific purposes, and because we spend according to those budget categories, it's safe. Okay, so our medical dental fund, we put $400 a month in that. Right now we have about $3,200 there. Like I said, we'll be having a baby in about a month and a half, and we have a child who will be getting braces in a couple of weeks. So we've got some potential expenses coming up in the medical dental category. Car repair, we put $300 a month. This month we had some repairs on our Odyssey that cost $868, so we have about $1,700 remaining in that category. Christmas, we've been putting $100 a month most months, and we've spent some of it already as we've bought Christmas things throughout the year. So this covers not just gifts, but this covers donations, parties, wrapping, decor, food, all sorts of things that are related to Christmas. Life insurance, if we put aside $75 a month, then we'll have what we need when the premiums are due in November. Birthday and gifts, this is when we go to a baby shower or a wedding reception, or a kid that has a birthday, one of our kids has a birthday, or they go to a birthday party. We put $40 a month. We use $27 this month and have $224 in there. Car registration and smog, $40. This covers our car registration, and in California, smog is an emissions test, basically, that you have to renew each year or every other year, something like that. Our family fun fund, let's see. Oh, my husband went fishing with our boys and they got some new lures, and we earned $92 for this category from Ohm Connect. That's a program that we have in California, and I think it's also in Texas and some places in Canada. It's a really cool program that literally pays you for saving electricity during certain times. It's like 1 or 2 hours each week that, you'll get a text the day before, save electricity from 6 to 7 tomorrow. And so if you save electricity during that time, then you earn cash. So it's a really great way to earn some extra money. I'll put a link to that down below if you want to check it out. Okay, home projects. We haven't contributed to this category in a long time, but we had money sitting there. My husband's working on a project, making a new clothesline outside, and so we had, I don't know, 400 something in there at the beginning of the month. He spent 100. Most of that was for an angle grinder that he got. That, man, our 10-year-old is super excited about that angle grinder. Okay, so that covers our sinking funds. We have a vacation and a car fund, but we're not using those right now. Investing, we put $25 a month for each kid in a $529 for each of them for college, which is not a ton, but it's something. We're maxing out my Roth IRA this year, so that's $500 a month. $6,000 a year is the maximum for that. Mike automatically has $700 or something withheld from his paycheck that goes toward his pension, so he doesn't contribute to a Roth IRA. We pay $90 a month for the plan that we're on for our tax planning and preparation. We paid a quarterly tax payment this month, and then I took a lot of the money that was in that category. I took $290 that was in that category out instead of just having it sit in that self-employment tax category. With my husband's withholdings, we don't have to pay a lot of self-employment tax this year, so we figured we may as well take that out and put it toward the mortgage instead of having it just sit there. Okay, down to our rental. Okay, these are rental expenses related to our Airbnb rental: toilet paper, paper towels, a couple new bath towels, Netflix, things like that. And I'll show you what we do with that in just a second. Okay, and down to our mortgage extra category. This is for paying extra principal on our mortgage. So we put an extra $800 at the beginning of the month and an extra $370 at the end of the month. So that's $1,170 that we put toward our mortgage. So we put this part that we budgeted, as well as these extra things, the Ibotta rebates and the Chase points from our credit card. I wanted to quickly give you some more stats on paying off our house early. We are behind on the game here. So we have the goal to take care of this mortgage in 5 years. Right now, 18% of our goal time has elapsed, but we've only reached 11% of our goal. So this is what it looks like right now. This is our goal. So it looks like more, but it's only 11% of our full goal reached so far. So we're behind, but we're not giving up. We are so committed to doing this and so excited to do what it takes. Okay, up here at the top, this is where we keep track of our income when we get, you know, Airbnb income or my husband's check or what I put for my blog all goes here. So we keep track of it here. Then this negative $43.99 you recognize from below. So that's taking out the expenses from Airbnb. So essentially this is what we earned this month. So now that September's over, we'll take this remaining balance in our income for next month category. We'll take it and we'll move it to be budgeted. And then we'll go over here in October, and now we've got all this money in October to go through and start spending. Now we're a little late to the game. It's already October 2nd, so I haven't budgeted these out yet. We've already have transactions, have got gas, and the mortgage came out, so I need to go through and put this money in all these categories so that we can spend for the month. If you're new here, click the subscribe button to join our community. I'll see you in the next video.